Azerbaijan, a nation of 10 million people sitting at the crossroads of Europe and Asia, has just done something it has almost never done before. It shut down its airspace. Completely. Without warning. And tonight, its government is using a word that makes every military analyst on the planet nervous. That word is retaliation. In a dramatic and shocking development, Iranian military forces allegedly carried out an attack on Azerbaijani territory, or on Azerbaijani interests. The Azerbaijani government has not released full details on the exact nature of the attack, but what they did do speaks volumes. First, they closed their airspace. All civilian and military flights in and out of Azerbaijan were suspended. That is an act typically reserved for imminent military conflict. Second, the Azerbaijani government issued an official statement saying, and I'm quoting here, that those responsible will face consequences. That is diplomatic language for, "We are coming for you." Azerbaijan shares a 700-kilometer border with Iran, one of the longest shared borders between any two nations in this region. Tonight, that border is tense. Military sources confirm increased troop movements on both sides. What triggered this? We're going to get into the full backstory in just a moment. But first, let's be clear about what closing an airspace actually means. In modern geopolitics, closing your airspace is one of the most serious non-kinetic acts a nation can take. Let's put this in context. When Russia invaded Ukraine in February 2022, airspace over Ukraine was closed within hours. When the Libyan civil war erupted, airspace closed. When the Gulf crisis exploded with Qatar, airspace closed. Airspace closure does three things. Number one, it protects against incoming missiles and aircraft. Number two, it signals to the world that military action is either incoming or expected. And number three, it puts every neighboring country on high alert. Armenia, Georgia, Russia, Turkey, every nation bordering Azerbaijan is watching this closely tonight, because when airspace closes in this region, history tells us, what follows is almost never peaceful. Now, let's dig into the roots of this conflict, because this didn't happen overnight. This has been building for years, and tonight, it may have just exploded. To understand why Azerbaijan and Iran are at the edge of conflict tonight, we need to go back to the fall of the Soviet Union, back to the wars of the 1990s, and back to a rivalry that has never truly ended. Azerbaijan is a majority Muslim, secular nation. It sits on enormous oil and gas wealth. It has strategic pipelines running to Europe. It has growing ties with Israel, with Turkey, both countries that Iran views as threats. Iran, meanwhile, has always viewed Azerbaijan with deep suspicion. Why? Because there are more ethnic Azerbaijanis living in northern Iran than there are in Azerbaijan itself. Iran fears that a strong, prosperous Azerbaijan could one day inspire its own Azerbaijani population to seek unity across the border. Tehran has called this an existential demographic threat. And then there's Israel. Azerbaijan has been one of Israel's most important and most quiet strategic partners in the region. It provides Israel with oil. In return, Israel provides Azerbaijan with advanced military hardware, drones, surveillance systems, missile defense. Iran has accused Azerbaijan of allowing Israeli intelligence to operate from its territory. Azerbaijan has denied it, but the accusations have never stopped. Then, in 2020, everything shifted. Azerbaijan, backed by Turkish drones and Israeli technology, launched a 6-week war against Armenia over the Nagorno-Karabakh region. Azerbaijan won, decisively. It reclaimed land it had lost 30 years earlier. Iran watched that victory with alarm. A stronger Azerbaijan, emboldened by military success, armed with Israeli weapons, allied with Turkey, this was not what Tehran wanted next door. Tensions escalated. There were Iranian military exercises near the Azerbaijan border in 2021, then border incidents, then diplomatic expulsions, and now, tonight, this. Now let's talk about what we know and what we don't. According to Azerbaijani government sources, Iranian forces, either through direct military action or through Iranian-backed proxy groups, carried out an attack that crossed a line. The Azerbaijani Foreign Ministry summoned the Iranian ambassador. That is one of the most serious diplomatic moves one nation can make against another.
What exactly was hit? Reports vary. Some sources indicate military or border infrastructure was targeted. Others suggest the attack involved drones, a hallmark of Iranian asymmetric warfare. We are continuing to monitor all incoming reports. What is not in dispute is this. Azerbaijan's government has used the word retaliation. And in this part of the world, retaliation is not a bluff. We need to talk about what Azerbaijani retaliation could actually look like, because the options range from diplomatic to devastating. Let's be real with you tonight. Azerbaijan is not a small player. After its stunning military victory in 2020, Azerbaijan is considered one of the best-equipped military forces in the post-Soviet space. It has Turkish Bayraktar drones, the same drones that turned the tide against Russia in Ukraine. It has Israeli Harop loitering munitions. It has modern artillery, armored vehicles, and a defense budget that has tripled in the past decade. Retaliation Option 1. Diplomatic. Azerbaijan could escalate its international condemnation, push for UN Security Council action, and rally allies like Turkey and Israel to apply pressure on Iran economically and diplomatically. Retaliation Option 2. Asymmetric. Azerbaijan could quietly support opposition groups inside Iran, particularly in the ethnic Azerbaijani regions of northern Iran. This is Iran's greatest fear: internal destabilization. Retaliation Option 3. Military. Limited airstrikes on border infrastructure, drone strikes on Iranian military positions near the border, or targeted operations against groups responsible for the attack. And here is the scenario that keeps military analysts up at night. A military exchange between Azerbaijan and Iran that draws in Turkey, a NATO member, on Azerbaijan's side. And suddenly, you have Iran in a direct confrontation with a NATO-aligned force. That changes everything. The world is watching. Let's break down who has the most at stake tonight. Turkey. President Erdogan has a defense pact with Azerbaijan. He called the Azerbaijani president within hours of the news breaking. Turkey will not allow Azerbaijan to be attacked without consequence. If Azerbaijan asks for direct military support, Turkey is legally obligated to respond. Israel. No official comment yet. But behind closed doors, Israeli intelligence is closely monitoring the situation. Israel has billions of dollars in defense contracts with Azerbaijan. An unstable Azerbaijan is bad for business, and bad for Israel's strategic position in the region. Russia. This is where it gets complicated. Russia has historically mediated between Azerbaijan and Iran. It has interests in both directions. Russia does not want a war on its southern flank while it is tied down in Ukraine. Expect Moscow to push for de-escalation, quietly. United States. The Biden, or Washington, administration has been cautious. The U.S. is already managing Ukraine, Gaza, and tensions in the Taiwan Strait. A fourth major flashpoint in the Caucasus is the last thing Washington wants. Expect measured statements calling for dialogue and restraint. Iran. Tehran has not yet issued a formal response to Azerbaijan's retaliation warning. Iranian state media has been notably quiet, which, if you know how Iranian state media works, is itself a signal. Here's the bottom line. Azerbaijan sits at the center of a web of alliances, rivalries, and energy interests that makes this conflict far more dangerous than its geography alone would suggest. Here's something the other networks may not be telling you tonight. This conflict isn't just about politics and borders. There is a pipeline running through the heart of this region that carries hundreds of thousands of barrels of oil to Europe every single day. The Baku-Tbilisi-Ceyhan pipeline, the Southern Gas Corridor. These are critical energy infrastructure arteries that Europe depends on, especially since cutting reliance on Russian energy after the invasion of Ukraine. If military conflict disrupts these pipelines, European energy prices spike. Economies feel it, and the geopolitical pressure on Western governments to intervene increases dramatically.
In other words, what happens in Baku tonight could show up in your gas bill next month. Let me leave you tonight with the big picture. We are living in a world of cascading crises. Ukraine, Gaza, Taiwan, and now Azerbaijan and Iran. Each one of these situations exists in isolation, but they are all connected by the same thread, a global order that is fracturing, old alliances under strain, new powers rising, and a generation of political leaders willing to use military force in ways we haven't seen since the Cold War. Azerbaijan's decision to close its airspace is not just a military move. It is a message. It says, "We are a sovereign nation. We will not be attacked without consequence. We have allies. We have weapons, and we are not afraid to use them." Iran's silence right now is either the calm before a storm or the quiet acknowledgement that they may have miscalculated. History has taught us that conflicts in this part of the world can escalate with terrifying speed. In 2020, a 6-week war reshaped the entire South Caucasus. Tonight, we may be standing at the threshold of something even larger. We will be watching this story through the night. Our team on the ground in Baku is filing updates. The moment there is any confirmed military action, you will hear it here first.